One of the most beautiful novels written by the writer Taha Hussein was a novel called The Tree of Misery, and for those who have not read it, it tells about a young man and woman who married through their parents, who had a friendship and a working relationship. They got married, and despite the extreme ugliness of his wife, the husband did not see a woman other than her and did not know another wife, so he never complained about his wife's extreme ugliness. Maybe he never thought it was ugly. She's his wife, and that's enough. He loves her so much because she represents to him housing, affection, mercy and compassion, so he never thought about whether she was beautiful or ugly. He loves her because she is his wife and that is enough for him. Days passed and the wife gave birth to a child who resembled her in her extreme ugliness, but the joy of the husband was overwhelming. God gave him a daughter. And the apple of his eye has become his main concern. The husband, his wife and their daughter lived happily, and the father lavished his daughter in pampering and love until she did not lack love or care. Then came the day when his wife gave birth to another child. But this time she's a beautiful child. For the first time, the husband sees what he has never seen before. His new daughter illuminated his eyes and he saw for the first time how ugly his wife and his first daughter are compared to his second child. From that moment on, he began to plant the seed of misery in his house so that the tree of misery could own his home. He is no longer as happy as he was. His beloved wife no longer pleases him and he can only be alienated from his first child as he looks at his second child in a wonderful beauty. The tree of misery grows and grows day by day and the story ends constantly the misery of that family when the husband is cursed at comparing his two daughters and begins to differentiate in the treatment between them and changes in his treatment of his wife who has no guilt except that she gave birth to a child who resembles her in her ugliness and a child of great beauty. I remember that novel whenever someone asks the eternal question, what is the secret of happiness in the world? The truth is that every human being makes his happiness by himself when he always looks at the bright side of everything in his life. When he accepts what God has divided for him and treats him as the best thing for him. That husband lost happiness the moment he gave up his satisfaction with what he had. Maybe his wife was ugly. But it's valid. Maybe he has an ugly daughter but she loves him. He did not look for a moment that God honored him with another beautiful child, which is a blessing from God. He forgot God's grace on him and treated it as showing him something that would decrease his life. God has divided the livelihoods of the people and has not given anyone everything. To help people help each other and complement each other. You are looking for happiness, so stop comparing what you have and what you don't have. Stop counting what others have and do not have and start counting what God has given you and be satisfied with it. Satisfaction itself is a favor and a blessing. Do not plant in your life the seed of misery.